In today's lesson, let's talk about taxonomy. So, what is taxonomy? Taxonomy is the science of naming, identifying, and classifying species. As we know that there are hundreds of millions of species out there, and scientists have to think of a way to name them, to classify them, so that it'll be easier for scientists to study them. And here are some of the common taxonomy that scientists may use. So first of all, we've got classical taxonomy, which include the Linnell's binomial nomenclature, which I'm going to explain in the next slide. And also, there is phylogenetic taxonomy, which focuses on the evolutionary relationships. In addition, there is molecular taxonomy, and as you can tell from the word molecular, it's related or it's based on the DNA or RNA of the species. In the 1750s, the Swedish botanist Carlos Linnaeus developed a simple system of naming specific species, which is called binomial nomenclature, which became the most widely used classification system in biology. So his system assigned a two-part Latin name, and the first part of the name is called the genus, to which the species belongs, and the second part of the name refers to one species within the genus. If you put genus and species together, it will form the scientific name for a species. The hierarchy Linnaeus developed has the following sequence: species, genus, family, order, class, phylum, kingdom, domain. And they form a shape of an inverted triangle or like an upside down pyramid. And each level in the hierarchy is called a taxon. And here I've got a little practice for you. So given the genus and species name, find the scientific name for the species I listed here according to the binomial nomenclature. Today, in classifying life forms, many biologists call the broadest taxon a domain. And actually see that from here, from the inverted triangle. And according to this classification system, there are three different domains, which are bacteria, archaea, and eukarya. And the organisms of domain bacteria and archaea are considered microscopic, and both of which are unicellular, meaning that their entire bodies consist of just a single cell, and these cells are relatively simple as a result. For example, they lack nuclei, which means that their DNA is not separated from the rest of the body. And these organisms are called prokaryotes. And for any other organisms, they belong to the domain eukarya. Say for the dogs, cats, humans, starfish, all of them belong to the domain eukarya. And the major characteristics of these organisms is that they have eukaryotic cells, which are more complex than prokaryotic cells because they contain membrane-bound organelles such as nuclei and mitochondria, making them more complex, more complicated. And these type of organisms are called eukaryotes. And here I've got a couple notes for you for bacteria and archaea, and you can just totally ignore it. And I hope that I can make a separate video introducing bacteria and archaea next week. So like I said, it's totally okay if you ignore it for now. Here I've got some practice for you, and to answer these questions, please recall the diagram over here. And yeah, that's about it, and I'll see you next time.